Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about legitimate ways to make money from home, save, and invest. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to make money reading books. Now, this is something that I recently discovered, and since I don't have the voice to make a dime except here on YouTube, I reached out to other people who are making money doing this just so I can share all the details with you guys and so you can decide if this is something that you want to do. You guys ready? Let's go. So, have you ever listened to audiobooks or at least heard of them? Well, that's essentially what you're going to be doing. You're going to be taking on the task of becoming the voice of an author's book. So your job is to record yourself reading the book in the manner that the author requested. So you're going to be acting, but with your voice, taking on different characters and just talking with different emotions. Some books won't require so much emotion if you choose a book like an instructional or a step-by-step guide, but it's whatever the author's preference is. Now, a popular and great way to get started doing this is to use this website called ACX. Now, ACX, they sell their books through some of the most well-known audiobook providers like Amazon, Audible, and even iTunes. So how it works is that self-publishers, they use ACX to find someone to narrate their book. They post what their book is about and how much they are willing to pay someone in hopes to get an audio version of their book published. So here's how you can make money doing this. The first step is to create your profile on the ACX website. So you're going to be known as a narrator. Now, there are no special requirements other than the fact that you do have to live in the US, Canada, UK, or Ireland. Step 2, you're going to want to upload some samples. So here you're going to want to record some samples of you reading a book depending on what type of genre you want to choose. I mean, if you want to do a book that requires an accent, try and do your sample reading with an accent. It depends on whatever kind of book that you want to do. Upload those type of samples. And the more that you do it, the better it will be for authors to find you. Step 3 is to decide how you want to get paid by ACX. Now, there are 3 options to choose from. There's something called PFH, which stands for per finished hour, royalty share, and royalty share plus. Per finished hour is the easiest pay for most people. Now, this is where you're going to be given a clear amount of how much you're actually going to be able to earn each hour of finished work. For example, if the author has a set PFH at $200 and the estimated length of the book is 9 hours, you're going to get paid $1,800, which is a nice amount of money. But this is quite loaded, and I'm going to talk about this in a second on how much you really are going to be making per hour. Next is something called royalty shares. Now, this sounds really good, but you need to consider this with caution, because if the book doesn't sell, you're not going to make a dime. If it sells well, then you're going to have a nice passive income, but you run the risk of it not selling at all, and you have just wasted a lot of time. If you do decide to do a royalty share, make sure that it's ranked at least under 100,000 and has good reviews on Amazon, because that's a little indicator that it's probably going to sell well because people are saying good things about it. Next is something called Royalty Share Plus. Now, this is an offer that includes both PFH and a royalty share. So this is the most lucrative opportunity, and it's just the most sought after because you're going to be able to have a certain amount paid for sure, and you can have a great source of passive income every time the book sells. Now that you know how you can get paid, you can actually go ahead and filter your search by the type of payment that you want, just to further narrow your search so you can find exactly what kind of book that you want to narrate for. Step 4 is the audition. So once you found the book that fits what you're looking for, you're going to want to audition for it. So all you have to do is click on the auditions tab and you'll find an audition script. Now you're going to read this audition script to the best of your ability because you want to get the job. So once you go ahead and do that audition script, you upload it and then you wait to hear back to see if you got the job. Step 5 is if you get the job, they're going to actually go ahead and then notify you and then have you do another sample reading of, say, around like 15 minutes of the book, just to get some feedback from the author to see if they're liking how you're doing it. So you're just not doing the whole entire book and then they say, hey, this is crap, I didn't want it like this. So it's good to get this feedback before you go ahead and do the whole entire book. Now, at this stage, this is also where you're going to agree on delivery dates and your payment terms. Step 6 is when you go ahead and record and produce the audio version of the book. Now, I'm going to provide a list in the description below of all the equipment and editing software that you need for this, just so you have an idea on how to get started. So once you're done, you upload all the samples to the author, and then they're going to review it, and then once they approve it, then you get paid. Just so you guys know, the way you get paid is through check or direct deposit. So, how does it sound so far? Well, let me get into the nitty-gritty because you guys need to understand this first. The first thing is time. Now listen to this. For every 1 hour of finished work, it could take you, as a beginner, 5 to 6 hours of work because the quality of the audio has to be perfect. There can't be any hissing sounds in the background or any pops. It just has to sound perfect. Even the characters' voices, they have to be consistent throughout the entire book. It will take time to do that. And it will just be constant recordings. I mean, if you cough, you have to re-record. It's constant things, drinking water, all that kind of stuff. And you want to keep in mind that you need to read the book before you go ahead and just start narrating. So if they're saying that the estimated time to read the book is 4 hours, it's going to take you 4 hours just to read the book the first time. And that's not even including the amount of time that you're going to need to actually narrate and edit and produce. Because on ACX, an audiobook narrator is also an audiobook producer. So you're also going to need to learn how to edit, which could take a while, especially as a beginner. And it will take you typically around 3 to 4 hours, depending on the length of the book. Also keep in mind, so per finished hour, it honestly needs just another look. Because of the amount of time that you spend recording and editing, it should be divided by at least 10 just to get a more accurate description of how much you're going to be making per hour. So if it says $400 an hour, you can divide that by 10 and estimate that you're going to be getting at least around $40 an hour. But to me, that's still really good money. So I would just want to say that this is a great opportunity and it's a great way to make money, but it requires a lot of work. And I just want to make sure that you guys are all aware that it's just not $400 an hour. It's a lot more time than that. Now, as far as the equipment, ideally, you're going to want to have a soundproof room, a great mic, and editing software. And like I said before, I'm going to link all the ones in the description below that I recommend from one of the narrators that I talked to that will help you out just to understand what this stuff is. But I'm telling you guys, it's kind of expensive. So there are some DIY tricks that you can have when you're creating a soundproof room. I mean, you could be recording in a closet full of clothes to give you a better sound. And there's also this DIY video on how to make a room soundproof. So I'm going to link that in the description below just so you can watch that to get some better, more affordable ways to make a room soundproof when you're recording. And if you're thinking about recording from your phone mic, that's really not ideal at all. But I do know some people who have actually done that and got the job from the audition from using their phone mic. So, you don't have to count that out. But if you're going to take this serious, I highly recommend to invest in a really good mic because it's going to take you further along in the long run. So, is this something that you guys want to do? Let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. And if you found that might not be the job for you after hearing all these details, I do have a list of 30 legitimate ways that you guys can make money from home part-time that I'll put in the description below just so you can have a better idea of what your other options are out there. And as always, if you guys like this video, I would love it if you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you guys don't miss out on one of my videos. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.